When I step in the room, the club go crazy. The lights come on, but I gotta stay true. Don't let my mind go lazy. Booty shaking in my tongue for a little bit of cash. Pull out my big gun rhyming. Call me Rambo Stallone, see them white girls love it. That girl.
I hope you guys enjoyed that clip of me in shootout my minor midget season. And as you can tell, we got a different style of video today. I'm really pumped to do this one. So basically, I'm going to be talking about my experience going into my minor midget season, and this is coming from someone who didn't get picked up in the OHL draft, but someone who definitely learned a lot and had some time to reflect on some of the stuff I definitely would have changed in terms of my approach going in to the season. And I want to share all the mistakes that I made so that I can help whoever is looking to get picked up, one in the OHL or wherever you are in the world and whatever sport you play. These same concepts can apply to any athlete looking to get to the next level. So stay tuned, even if you're not a hockey player or your goal isn't to make the OHL. These lessons that I've learned can apply across the board for all sports. So growing up in London, Ontario, hockey is obviously super big in Canada, especially in Ontario. And the highest level you can play when you're 16 years old is the OHL. So as a young kid, that's kind of the big stage that you kind of work towards as a hockey player. And so that was my goal growing up. It would be a dream if I was able to play in the OHL. So growing up, I wasn't the most elite athlete. I was definitely overweight for an athlete, and I was definitely pretty slow. But I did have my strengths, like my size. I was always a big kid, and I had really good hand-eye coordination. So that helped me out a little bit. And obviously everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. So there's 5 levels. I'll make sure that I get this right, of minor hockey. There's AAA, which is the top level of minor hockey. There's AA, there's A, there's B, and then there's house league. Growing up, without doing any extra training off the ice or any extra skill development on the ice, and without really even thinking about my nutrition, I found myself at the B level, so definitely near the bottom of all 5 of those levels. And it wasn't until I started implementing all the off-ice training and the extra on-ice training and focusing on my nutrition did I see myself rising up the ranks of these levels. Going into grade 8, I've played B hockey my whole life, and then I started working on all those extra stuff, and going into grade 8 I made the AA team, which was the London Junior Knights, and that was my first year playing for the Junior Knights, so I was really excited about that. I had a good year, there was a good group of guys, and I was fortunate enough to make the AAA team in grade 9, so that would be the U15 age group, I think is what they call it nowadays. And so that was my first year of AAA, and the players were extremely good. I just remember feeling like it's super fast paced, so it took a bit for me to get used to, but obviously it was awesome to be in that position, to be able to play at the AAA level, so I was super excited about that. After playing my U15 season at the AAA level, I kind of saw the dream of me playing in the OHL becoming more and more of a reality, or at least getting drafted and having the opportunity to try and make the team in that league. And so going into my U16 year, my minor midget season, which is the OHL draft, I was willing to do whatever it took to make that dream a reality. So I was fortunate enough to have my aunt and uncle allow me to come to Nashville, Tennessee, where they have their own gym where I could go in and use whenever I wanted. And then they also rented the ice 1 or 2 times a day with a skills coach. And so I was able to go out on the ice and work on my game out there as well. And so it was an awesome opportunity for me. And so obviously I took it and went down there, and I was away from my family for about 8 weeks. My family as in my mom and dad and brothers. The problem that I had was I was super determined and hardworking, but I didn't have the knowledge on how to train or how to properly use my nutrition to the best of my abilities to optimize my development as a player. I'll run you guys through what I would do. So I would come to the gym and I would do the same workout every single day. So 7 days a week, the same workout every single day. I didn't know anything. I was, 15 years old. YouTube was, just starting up, but I didn't really get a phone until I was 15. So I wasn't really searching all these exercises. I didn't know that it was a platform that you could do that. I was just so young, I didn't think to ask a lot of questions. I was just kind of naive that way and didn't think that way. And so I just thought that I was working really hard because I was going to the gym every single day. So I would do like bench press, shoulder press, curls, some tricep. I'd do a couple rows, and then that was my workout. And because I was a heavier player, so to put things into perspective, I was going into grade 10, so I was 15 years old and I was 200 pounds, and I'm around 5'10", so it's a pretty heavy kid, and so a lot of the feedback was that I had to lose weight. You have to lose weight and you're going to be faster and you're going to have better cardio when you're lighter. It makes everything easier. So I said, okay, that makes sense. So I'm going into the gym, training the same workout 7 days a week. I'm walking on the treadmill for an hour a day for my cardio, even though I was also on the ice 1 or 2 times a day, every single day. So I was weight training 7 times a week. Ice sessions, I would say, varied from 5 to 10 times a week. And then I was doing an hour walk on the treadmill 7 days a week. So obviously I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot of stuff. Was it ideal stuff? Was I doing proper workouts that would benefit my performance on the ice? Definitely not. I didn't train legs at all for the whole summer, so I just kind of laughed at myself back then why I didn't think to train my legs, but as a hockey player. As I'm training players now, I can look back and just laugh at myself, but I was young, I didn't know any better, so I don't really blame myself. So that's all the training aspect of it. The nutrition side, I had a mindset that I couldn't eat carbs because carbs is what was keeping me fat or keeping me overweight and not allowing me to lose weight, which is not true. So I cut out carbs entirely. So in the breakfast before my skate, I would have like a protein shake, and then I would skate in the morning, and then I would come back, like shower, get all ready to go. I'd have my meal, and my meal would be a chicken breast, plain, nothing on it, and like a handful or 2 handfuls of spinach. And then I would go walk on the treadmill for an hour, work out, come back home, usually have another meal, which was a chicken breast with spinach again. And then sometimes go on the ice, sometimes not go on the ice later in the day. And then later at the night, I would have the exact same meal, a piece of chicken and spinach. And so I did that for 8 weeks straight. And so looking back at it, I think I'd be lucky to be having 1,000 calories. So I would say I'm probably hovering around 1,000 calorie mark. And with someone being that active, that is severely low. And I ended up, so I went in 200 pounds, and then I ended up losing 40 pounds in 8 weeks. So it was 160 pounds at the end of my off season. And so obviously that was great that I was lighter, and I definitely felt quicker on the ice because I wasn't carrying as much mass. But obviously that is not sustainable and not healthy to lose that much weight that quickly. I mean, I was feeling good in terms of going on the ice and skating around, my performance on the ice, but I had no energy. So I would spend all my energy on the ice, And then I would come home, work out, and I couldn't do anything. I would just lay in my bed. So other than training and skating, I had no energy. I would nap like 3 hours of the day, as well as sleep 8 hours. It seemed like my hormones were all messed up, and I would definitely, act in certain ways that I wouldn't normally do, like get a lot more frustrated easily, just because I was irritated and wasn't consuming enough calories. And so my body went into starvation mode pretty much. The reason why I was doing all this stuff is because I had people telling me, this is what you need to do to get drafted. So I was willing to go through all the tiredness that I was feeling, all the low energy that I was feeling. I was so hungry, I wanted to eat so bad, but I didn't allow myself to eat because I wanted to keep losing weight. And I just didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how gaining weight and losing weight worked. I was told, and so I believed that and took it to the extreme. And so I was willing to go through all of that because I had a goal to get drafted, except eating this way and training this way, the two together, it's not sustainable in the long run. And so when I came back after my off season to go into the minor midget season, I had everyone being like, holy smokes, Blake, look at you, man. You look awesome. Like you're shredded. Like you're ready to go for the season. You can tell you've been training. And so I was like, yeah, I know. I'm feeling good. And I started off the season on fire. I was playing really good. Except once I got back, I kind of, rewarded myself. I was like, you know what? I did all this training. Like, why not, celebrate, have some pizza, have all the foods that I've wanted to have for the last 8 weeks. And so I started eating, and basically my body was like, thank goodness we're getting some food. So we don't know if you're going to go through this 8-week period again. And so the hunger hormone ghrelin was punching me in the face to eat. And so I'm eating, and I'm eating so much in the mindset that, I lost 40 pounds. Like what's 5 pounds going to do if I eat a lot? It's not really going to make that big of a difference. And I remember that's what I was thinking at the time. Like, oh, you've worked so hard, you can let yourself go a little bit and don't worry about it. And so I got away from the strict dieting, and I kind of just ate whatever I wanted. And then as the season went on, so I started off super hot. As the season went on, I started to slowly gain more and more weight. And about halfway through the season, I was pretty much back up to the 200-pound mark that I was at before the off season even started. And so going from 160 pounds to 200 pounds, my cardio was a lot tougher to stay out there longer with 40 more pounds on me, as well as it was a lot tougher to be faster with 40 pounds. So my play level declined dramatically. And so my season just got worse and worse. I had less power play time. If I wasn't playing as much, I wasn't getting as many points. My agency that I signed with at the start of the year stopped talking to me. And so all of the things were going downhill. And so I would blame myself, what's wrong with you, man? Like you put all this weight back. Like, what are you doing? You're ruining your chances. It's all your fault. And I put the blame all on myself. I still do. Like, I take full responsibility for everything that happened because it's my life. However, I can't look back and put the blame on myself and be so hard on myself when I didn't have the knowledge on why these things were happening. At the end of the day, I didn't get drafted, and I've had lots of time to look back and reflect on my experience. And so I know this has been a pretty long video explaining everything, but I want to give you guys all the details that led into what happened with my experience. And now I'm going to share with you what I would do differently and what you guys can take away from what I chose to do. And so Firstly, I had the mindset of you have to work hard equals success. And so the harder I worked, I thought the more success I was going to get in terms of being a better hockey player, was what I thought success was at the time, and that's what I deemed as success in my definition. And so I worked super hard. Was I working very smart? Definitely not. So I was working hard and I wasn't working smart. And so I think there's something to be said that you have to work hard, but you have to also know what you're doing and be knowledgeable. If you're not for surely certain on what to do, talk to someone that is certain. Go talk to someone that is a trainer or has played a professional sport and has been through all of these things. And don't just talk to one person, talk to multiple people, and so that you can get similar feedback and responses from all these people, and then that can confirm, okay, this is probably what I should do. So don't be that 15-year-old kid that thinks they know everything and be too arrogant to ask questions and to learn more, because you have so much more to learn. So don't think that you know everything, because clearly you don't. When you're 15 years old, you don't really know that much, actually. And so I think that was part of the reason was, I thought I was doing everything right because I was seeing success. But you have to let your ego aside and let other people help you and realize that there's a lot of other people that are a lot more knowledgeable than you. The second thing I would say is that everyone is born in this world with a certain ceiling, a genetic potential. And so I didn't know that, as I said in my last point, that I thought it was just whoever works the hardest is going to be the best player in the world. And so that's what I thought, and that was my mentality, until I realized that people are born and they're made differently, and they have different strengths and different weaknesses. And maybe you weren't born to play in the NHL. Maybe you were born to be a better swimmer, or a better bike rider, or a power lifter, or a teacher, or a nurse, and you can really thrive in those environments. I'm not saying to not push yourself and try your best to achieve the goals that you have. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying you need to realize that even though you work as hard as you can, you may not achieve the goals that you want to achieve, because you were born with a certain genetic potential of how good you can actually be. And I am a huge advocate to push yourself to that limit. So I'm not here saying don't try and work hard and don't try and strive to be the best that you can be. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that it's okay if you don't make it. If you look back and said, I trained smart, I trained hard, I did everything I could, and this is how far I got. And if that's the AA team and you retire when you're 15, then good for you. If that's the OHL, if that's the NHL, if that's House League, whatever that is, be proud of yourself for pursuing that passion that you had and working as hard as you can, and give yourself a pat on the back. And don't think that you're a failure. Don't think you failed anyone. You did the best that you can, and you should be proud of yourself. And I think that's very, very important to know, because when I was younger, I didn't know those things. And when I didn't get picked up in the OHL, I just thought I was a failure. I failed myself, I failed my parents, I failed all the people that helped me and supported me along the way. However, it's not true. Even though I didn't work hard, even though I didn't work smart and I worked hard, I did everything that I could to the best of my ability to end up where I was. And to put things into perspective, to help maybe better understand if you're kind of confused in what I'm saying, is when you're younger, obviously, it's a little different nowadays with all the extra development these parents are doing at such a young age. But you have kids that are in minor Adam who, let's say, haven't even really done that much extra training. And you have players that are AAA and you have players that are House League. So kind of think to yourself, why is that? Because those kids were born really good at playing hockey. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is push yourself super hard, push yourself super smart, learn, ask questions, and use your resources. People are really willing to help you. You just have to be willing to receive that help. And I want you guys to know that all the hard work that you put in, even if you don't achieve your goal that you set out to in the first place, all that stuff will translate over to the other aspects of your life. And you don't get this goal, okay, you know what? I'm a bit disappointed. I wish I could have got that, but move on. Here's the next goal. And all those steps you took to try and get to that goal will help you to reach your other goals and teach you lessons to help you in the future. And so for me, I didn't get the goal of playing in the NHL. I didn't achieve that goal. But all my hard work that I've done has allowed me to learn all these things and to teach it to the kids that I'm training and to show them how to properly work out for their sport that they're trying to play, to show them what foods they should be eating, how to optimize their nutrition and their training for their sport. All the hard work that I put into that sport to be better, I can now use that same work ethic into the business that I'm trying to run. All I'm trying to say is that it's not for nothing, okay? So you can move on and do other things, and I thank myself for doing everything that I did and not achieving my goal. I'm thankful, I'm really happy where I am in life, and I know I wouldn't be here where I am today without taking those steps towards my original goal of trying to play in the OHL. So all I want is for at least one person to learn from my experience. You can do great things whether it's the goal that you want to achieve or not. And I hope you guys can learn a little bit from my experience and make you guys feel a little better if you get a setback or don't reach a goal that you wanted to reach, and realize that it's not all for nothing. And you can pat yourself on the back for putting forth your best effort. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely different in the terms of me talking the whole time, but I really had the urge to make this video for a long time. And if you're someone watching this that is in the position to try and get drafted to the OHL, whether you're a younger kid or you're right there, or you're in a different sport and you have the same goals to make a certain level, and you feel like this video would help a friend or someone that definitely pass this video on to them and just kind of spread everything that I've been preaching in this video. All I really want to do on this channel is help you guys, keep you guys entertained, and just be honest with you guys. That's everything that happened to me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.